Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 10. So these next two episodes have been kind of hyped up a bit. I imagine this is where we're going to get a big fight between Mahito and Junpei. I think that's how you say his name. And then Itadori and Nanami. So it seems like Mahito, he has the power to manipulate people's bodies. And they said he might be able to give Junpei powers. So he can like manipulate his body. So then he can use cursed energy. So I feel like that's what's going to happen here. Maybe at some point during the fight, that's what will happen. It seems like Itadori is following Junpei now, and Nanami is going underground to search for Mahito. So maybe Junpei then goes underground and they all clash at some point. That's what I imagine is going to happen, but I can't be sure. So before we get into this, be sure to check out the Patreon. Over there you can find full-length timer-based reactions, 1 week early access so you can get next week's episode right now, and polls to vote for upcoming shows, movies and anime. So with that all out of the way, let's just jump into the episode. Movie club. Okay. Okay, so he's a big movie fan. That's why he's at the cinema before, yeah. It's nice seeing him in his element where he's not being bullied or anxious or anything like that. He wants to fight back, but he just can't.
Huh?
Oh, he does. Yeah, he's got some fight in him, doesn't he? But he got it. Yeah, I feel like the intro kind of spoils that they'll be friends eventually. Idol transfiguration. Oh yeah. A giant. Oh wow. So there's a human he's manipulated. He's just a little shrunken head. He doesn't seem to be affected by it mentally. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a contradiction. But he can manipulate physical bodies but not souls that are in the souls that's inside, right? Right, he's going to learn that instead of striving for indifference, he's going to be striving for joy. Oh, okay. He's doing their training. Okay. Save him and then they become friends. Restrain him. Okay. Okay, yeah, if he's really strong. Yeah, so slightly ahead. It's still people. Yeah. Oh, so it did work.
俺ちゃんと受けたよね、呪力で。
まで会話が成り立つ呪霊。
Is this guy even a cursed spirit though? Or is it seemed like I thought he was human. He looks very human, doesn't he?
魂と肉体、どっちが先だと思う？
It's a hard question. Depends what you think of as soul. Do you develop a soul as you develop your personality?
肉体の形は魂の形に引っ張り魂に触れる。
Okay. So he just keeps he just keeps them so he can change them to whatever he wants whenever he needs.
術師はどうかな？
Oh yeah.
何が何でも。
ダメじゃないか。ガバ西村本田亡くなったって。お前、仲良かったよな。
He was this the guy who just was watching on?
して格好を務めるから、およそ社会と呼べるもの。経験でかい子供が出来上がるんでしょうね。
Is he saying this out loud? Does he have powers? Itadori interrupts.
こいつ大体どこのせい？
What? Yeah, you can just manipulate all of these little people he has. If the objects he's fighting like those, if they're constantly changing shape, the point in which he has to cut it is harder to see, right? Because it's like the point changes where he has to cut. Because they all still have souls and personalities. Can Mahito put them back into their original form as well?
仕事に市場は持ち込まない主義なので。
You can't completely, yeah.
強いわけだ。
Grade 1, not special grade though. Okay.
急にスピードが上がってびっくりした。
He can do it to himself, yeah.
ですが。
なんだ。
Work is over now.
ここからは時間外労働です。
That's the end, of course.
ジュジュ散歩。
見てないな。
もう来そうのだ。
Oh, it's not hers, it's Maki's. Okay, so that was episode 10. Really good episode. Brought up a lot of ideological questions with this whole soul thing with Mahito. It seems like the in-universe explanation is that souls come first, but it's a really difficult topic because it depends kind of what you view as a soul, and you know, it's really hard, and there's no concrete answers really, are there? You know, everything happens in your brain. If you moved a brain to another body, would it still have the same soul? What does a soul count as? Is it like your personality? Because then if you say that, then your personality is influenced by your experiences. But you wouldn't say two newborn babies had the same soul if they were both brought up with like the same experiences, you know, because if your soul was your experiences, a completely newborn baby wouldn't have a soul by that definition. It's a really tough topic to get your head around. It's a similar thing to like with like teleportation, how if you break down someone's body completely and then rebuild it, is it actually the same soul inside of there, or is it completely different? Which is kind of what's being asked here with how Mahito influences bodies. Like, if he completely breaks down a body and then rebuilds it into something else, does the soul that was in there, is that the same person, or is it like a copy of that soul? There's a lot of ideological questions here that there aren't really answers to unless you had some greater knowledge that we just don't have. So Junpei and Itadori met, and that was a really funny interaction with the teacher. And I think that was the teacher who was kind of onlooking while he was being bullied before and just turned a blind eye to it. You know, we kind of get spoiled by Itadori and Junpei being friends from the intro, but you know, that's fine. We don't know how it happens and we don't know all the intricacies. If you know, I want to see what happens now with those two. And also it does seem like Junpei he might have cursed energy now, because he was like holding his head like he was about to do something to the teacher right before Itadori interrupted. So if he does have cursed energy, it'd be interesting to see how that manifests and what powers he has. And there was like, Mahito was saying how your soul influences your body, and how he was using his soul to change, you know, his body, how he had those kind of goat's legs, or yeah, he had like different legs, so he was more agile. So maybe Mahito hasn't even influenced Junpei, and it's his soul that's influencing his own body to be able to do this. And maybe even Itadori's soul, because he's so passionate and things like this, that's why he has such great physical capabilities even before he had his cursed energy powers. It's always hard to watch kind of bullying scenes, especially when you don't see like the person being bullied stand up to them and get their comeback. You know, it's difficult to watch. But we did see that Junpei, he has fight in him, but it seems like he just doesn't have the physical capabilities to fight back. If he could have, he would have back then. But now, if he has cursed energy, now he can fight back, and he's out for revenge almost. But it seems like he could go too far with everything now. Instead of it just being someone's bullying him, he defends himself. He's like going after them. There was also this segment where he was talking about indifference and how he's striving for indifference. And I feel like by the end of the show, or by the time he's met Itadori and Itadori's kind of talked to him and influenced him, he's not going to be striving for that. He's going to be striving for something else, maybe striving for joy. Because he said the opposite of love is indifference, and then the opposite of fondfulness is hate. But he says he's striving for indifference, but it seems like what he's actually doing is hate. So then he needs to do the opposite, which is fondness. So maybe he'll develop eventually, by seeing Itadori and all these positive influences, he'll develop a fondness for the world. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. If you stayed this long, be sure to leave a like or comment your thoughts, or even subscribe so you can keep up to date with these reactions. And if you're interested, check out the Patreon for early access to next week's episode. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.